you feeling warm?
Yeah.
Feeling ready? Got a couple more just to look and observe the ball flight, look at the sort of numbers and see why you hit this sort of carving shot that moves too much right to left for you. So there's a saying that most golf coaches have. I think Jonathan Yarr would actually this. The path bends it, the face sends it. So the path is the journey that the club head takes at impact. So it can make three sort of journeys. So it can go from the outside to the inside. So that's the club path there, demonstrating on a line there. That will be an inside to inside. So what that means is basically, if that was a straight line at your target line, the club path on the way down comes from the inside. It comes into its point where it takes collision and then travels back to the inside. You can also have a very big out to in, so the club travels massively outwards and goes in, which will create excessive fade. And also you can have a massive in to out, which would be an excessive draw. So the best analogy I've always heard is a footballer. If they were going to bend the ball right to left, they'd go the inside of the boot. If they were going to bend the ball the other way around, they'd go the outside of the boot. And obviously if they were going straight, they'd use the top of the boot. But that's what creates the curvature of the ball. And now your face will be partial for most of the start direction with your iron. It's like 75% of the start direction will be from where that aims at impact. Now, the main general thing is that I see is club path massively from the outside. So that was instantly what you see with a lot of people say over the top, the slice, that sort of movement. Now, when we look at the motion actually here, Jeff, we have a little look at how the backswing loads up. So if we've got it massively out to in, which is the massive fade, what I will see is if we draw a straight line down the shaft there, mate, going up, we'll see, we usually want to see the shaft coming back on a very similar line when it comes back down. So I'll just put it there to demonstrate. We skip along here. So I want to see the shaft working up that and then back down that. So watch when you start to take the club away. It becomes quite steep early on. Your left arm, so your right arm, being a left-hander, gets quite up and in front of you. See how that's there? Very up and in front of you. Doesn't leave you a lot of room to actually move. So your left hand's very high, not a lot of handle depth in there, so it's very steep. When you watch the journey that the club head then takes there, very much out and in front of you, very steep, which then sends your path excessively to the right, being a left-hander, creates that ball flight shape. So what I want to work on a little bit today is, I believe that comes a little bit from your backswing as well. I'd like to see the club working a little bit deeper, a bit less picked up and steep, so then it doesn't come back down on this similar journey, which is very steep. So I want the shaft here, realistically, to be through your left forearm here. So you look at a traditional motion, see if we've got anybody else's motion here on the way down when we were just working with this man. That would be a motion in right-handed on the way down where the shaft would be, obviously you can see the shaft way in front, which then sends your path excessively to the right, which is what you can see within that 13, your average is 11 degrees towards the right, which is going to create massive excess curvature. So if I just if you just stand behind Jeff here and just watch mirror what I do here as a player. So I'm going to do it right-handed, obviously easier for me. So when your club path goes up and steep here, my left arm's very up and around, you then get the club path going massively over the top, massively to the left. What I want us to do is we want to get that left arm a little bit deeper, a little bit more around here, and then we're going to leave it alone in the downswing. So set up here, and I'll just make a little bit of a motion change for you. So I want you to feel now, as you take this club back and away, that you are going, your left arm, your right arm's going to go underneath that shaft. So moving the club back. Now you feel your left arm's actually going to touch that. I want you to go as deep as you can, really setting it in there. So if you go back to address position, now load this up and start the journey with you. So I'm going to go up, around and around this way. Your left arm's then going to be much more deeper and across you. And then in the downswing, to follow that journey back down. So now follow it back down, so your left arm's underneath that alignment rod. You see that? You just make a couple of motions without the ball there, backwards and forwards, just to get that sensation of the left arm moving deeper. So you won't hit me, you can't hit me. And then move back down again and move it through. And then Put a little bit of force into it as you move that as well. So feeling like you're getting it really deep and right there, very good. Now move it back down again. Does that feel like massively like you're using this room here, Jeff, to hit it? So when your club path comes massively that way, that's when you're getting the excess fade on it. Right. So we want then the journey to feel like it's almost doing the entire opposite. So it's doing that. So if I was to set you this up, and I almost wanted you to actually move the club in this journey, so it feels like it's coming down on that line, that would be the sensation that you are actually getting the club path going more to the left. So if you were trying to match that exactly, and then down and across that line exactly more that way. So if I was saying bang for buck on your life, I give you £1,000 gun to your head, can you start the golf ball to the right of this alignment rod? So you see, if I was standing behind now here, I'd go, well, if you pull across that and open up early and get the club path going left, that's when you're going to hit that. So if I put a gun to your head and said, I want you to start this ball as far right as you can, the motion move that you would make would be up more and around. Exactly, your artistry and skill would go, right, I'm going to move my body in this fashion. So that's part of the artistry and the skill of the game that we've got to train. So people fall into habits where they go too much in one direction, but they don't know how to get back to sort of a neutral position. So moving more better, so moving to set up now, Jeff, for me, and moving your shaft and right arm underneath that, slowly as you can, just mapping that out, awesome. And then moving it back down on the same journey, rather than the left, your right arm coming too much in front of you and over that way. So loading it up and around there.
You can feel it in your body.
Exactly, so what's happening there is what Peter'd say, is you're spiralling the body correctly. So as soon as your hands and arms lift the golf club up, your body's not moving. If I'm loading the body up correctly in a spiral motion, so Peter described the spiral from your left foot to your right knee, your left knee to your right hip, your left hip to your right ab, and then all the way up. So spiraling the body up, loading it up correctly in the correct sequence. So watch me load that up there, Jeff, and then I can move the club head back down into delivery. You see how much energy I've actually loaded up as I spiral my body up and move the club back. You can see all the energy is in the head there, and then we can open up in the correct sequence for the shot that you're trying to hit. As soon as we get up and in front of us here, we can't get the club head down early enough into a delivery for draw. So obviously, if we're going to move it up in for a delivery for draw, we'd want to move the head accordingly. As soon as we get the head in front of us that way and too much across the ball for you, you're going to get excess cuts and excess the path going 13 left.
I can definitely feel it in bottom.
Exactly. So what's happening is your body's moving in a different sequence. It's spiralling up, and then we're unloading the shaft better on the ball there. So loading it up and around there, Jeff. Really good. Really good. Now moving it back down on a different journey. Yeah, exactly. Club path back to now a lot more neutral. Not getting the, see, we've gone from 11s to 1-1-6, which is getting the more neutral path. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to stop you curving it too much excess curvature on it. It's just not going to work for you. We've just got to find that strike as well while we're doing it. So take a little bit of time, but just keep being religious to the process. Keep moving it in that pattern. Nearly, much better. Much better. See on class path 4 from the inside. Much better.
Still come down a bit.
It's still come down a little. Sorry, it's 4 from the outside because it's the other way around with the numbers. It's still come down a little bit that way, but much better than 13s. Much better, much tighter. You're going to hit much more tighter shots with less curvature on making that motion, Jack. Nearly. I love this feeling, this sensation that really strong arms you into getting that thing starting further to the left for you, because you've got to think your natural hand-eye coordination. If I was to throw a ball to you now, you wouldn't think about it, you'd catch it. You'd use that sporting ability, that training that you've received such a child to jump, run and sprint, that's all built in. So if you were going to map this motion out now, how would you start that club? That ball's right of that post. So you visualising your artistry and the skill, Jeff, would go, right, okay, for me as a player, I'd go, if I'm going to start the ball left of that, I'm going to swing the club head left. If I, for my life, had to start the ball to the right, I'd be aiming a little bit further to the right and swinging the club out on the journey that goes further to the right. And I'm using my hand-eye coordination and my skill to actually create the shot I want, which is going to bring you back to a more neutral path, which it has already. It's bringing you back to something that's going to have less curvature on it. So mapping it out. Awesome. Better. Really going to try to start this right at that alignment rod, so massively. So bear with me a second, I'm just going to record this just to give you that visualisation of what you need to achieve. So really mapping it out, really working like it feels like it comes under, awesome. And then really feeling like you're going to actually excessively push the club path further to the right.
Going that way.
So really slow in the backswing, load it up, load it up, load it up, perfect, really good. And then down and then put, almost like you're trying to push the ball out massively further to the right. So when you do that, Jeff, so load it up, great in the backswing, so I'll map it up with you. So I'll stand here and grab it. So we're loading it up and around in the backswing much better, there. And then in that journey, I want you to feel like this mass never comes in front of you. So it almost feels like this. So now, look at the ball. Now, this wants to stay behind you as long as you can. See how the mass is now staying behind you much more. That's going to allow you to get the angle of attack and the path much further to the right. As soon as this mass gets in front of you this way, your body opens up and the club path swings too far to the right. So this mass has to stay behind you for longer. And now you see how now the club head wants to travel further to the right, to the left for you there. So you don't have to open up with it. The club path can then travel further from the inside to the outside, opposed to something that comes, when it comes in front of you instantly, the club path gets too far to the right, and that's when you get the massive cuts. So map that out. So load it up really slowly from Jeff there, all the way to the back, and then leave the mass and the head behind your body. So load it up, leave the mass of the head behind you, feeling like it stays behind longer. So if you stop there, that's massively in front of you. See that? Massively in front of you. We need the club coming more from behind you. So it feels like this mass is massively behind you. It needs to come from... Exactly. It has to come from that position. So if I show you before, Jeff, what we had before, when we first started, so this first image of your, before we even had a look at the numbers, and you said to me, I'm hitting massive swazzers, and that's the, that's the general sort of pattern you see, massive fades, and then obviously weak fades as well. Look at where the club head is on the downswing. So look at the club head now, it's already in front of your body there. That's when I say you want to see the shaft a little bit deeper and the head feeling like, see how the club head's now already in front of you here. So if I load you up, so if you stand there and I show you what delivery position, you've got to deliver the club into a position for the shot you're trying to play. So we're loading it up and around with a little bit more handle depth there, so we're getting much better spiral. If I load you up into this, now you just leave that there, Jeff, and I'll show you that sensation and how much different that is. Just let me just take an image there. Oh, you can stop now, Jeff, there. That is fantastic. A little bit shallow, but you see how the shaft now is through the forearms, the head is much further behind your body. Great imagery to see the shot and what you're trying to achieve. So when you're trying to create that draw, if I was trying to draw one here, personally, if I'm trying to draw one, obviously being right-handed, it'll be a little bit different, but I'll demonstrate in left-handed. So if I'm going to try and, oh God, I don't know how to grip it left-handed. If I'm going to grip it left-handed and I'm going to hit draw, I want to see that club head coming back into a position here, never there. As soon as the club head's in front of my body there, I know the path's going to go too far left and I'm going to go left of the trackman there. If I'm getting the club path correct for a player like you, so it'll feel massively from the inside, I'm going to feel like the club head's back there behind my butt, and then I can get the club path going further to the left. And you see how I'm missing the trackman now. The journey that the club head takes goes much further to the left of the trackman there. If I get the club head too much out in front of me and steep early, then the path goes too far left, that excessive right to left shot. So I want to use, like I say, that hand-eye coordination. If I had a gun to your head, how are you going to start it right at that alignment rod? Well, you would never want the club head doing this journey, would you? No. You'd always want the club head going that way. That's why the analogy of a footballer. If he's trying to, cut this around this alignment rod and he's right-footed, he's always going to use the outside of his boot and go left to right, isn't he? The same sensation, it's the same forces that will pass through the golf club as you do that. So you have to, it's imperative to your development to over-egg this. Awesome, very good in the backswing. And then you can allow to leave it alone exactly, see how much that's left alone, and you can really now open up as hard as you can from there, because the club path's not going to be excessively to the left, to the right. It's going to be much more neutral. Nearly. Yeah, come out of it a little bit, but let's just work on that. Getting that club underneath here, just to get you a little bit better in the backswing. So loading it up and around this, and then just drilling it back down and under. Awesome, awesome. Now load it back down and under there. See how it's never coming out, your right arm's never going to touch my shaft there, is it, on the way down? So it's not coming out and over the top and steep there. Better, much better, Jeff. Much less. It's imperative to your development, this. Better, much better. Just got to get that.
Just got to get it coming back
You've
down.
just got to get it on a little bit of a better path on the way down, but it's much better, that, Jeff. So much better in the movement. Loading it up and around there, Jeff. And then you're going to move back down underneath that shaft. Perfect. So like I say, leave it feeling like the club head gets left behind and behind you a little bit longer is going to get you that path a little bit more neutral, Jeff. Better. Much better. And it's more club on ball as well.
Yeah.
Because if you think of it this way as well, Jeff, if I'm gonna put the most amount of force I could into this beam, if I go that way, I've not actually got that much force in it because I can't load the shaft. If I store it up correctly, leave it alone, and then open up with the force, rather than the force being going out in front of me and then I've got to reroute it back to make contact with the ball. If I've got this moving as quick as it can, this is the head's going to be moving at the fastest at this point because it's got the longest journey. So if I go this way over the top and I've got no energy to put left in it, it's a bit of a slap.
Right.
It's not actually struck. If I'm going to strike this, the hardest thing, I want to realign it and get full force on the ball. As soon as I go this way and it's slappy, you're not delivering the full force of the blow. The full force of the blow comes from that angle and that neutral path being correct. I can deliver full force on there. As soon as it's out that way and it's a bit slappy and it's a bit weak, you're going to lose club head speed and lose the efficiency of the movement, which is massive.
A lot in it is with your hips, isn't it?
Well, a little bit. It's the spiral of the motion, so it's loading up and around in the correct plane, so it's 45 degrees all the way around. Delivering it back to that and then opening up with it. What you've got at the moment is you've got it very up and in front of you this way, and you leave it alone. It's very steep and across the ball, and that's when you get the excessive cut. So we've got to get it feeling like it comes a little bit more around this way, loading it up and around. Awesome. And then back down underneath that, never feeling like you're going to hit that alignment, or as soon as you feel like you're going to hit that alignment, Roger, is when you get excessive curvature on it. Nearly. Much better, much less curvature on that. Club path 3 from the right. So like I said, 3 from the outside, which is so much better. It's like 10 degrees less. So it's obviously early days. Like I say, the club face, where the face angle points, so if I put that on there, that'll be where the ball starts. So if it faces massively over there, or faces there, that'll be where it starts. So when you get that sort of pulley one, all that is what you used to do, is you used to match the face up for the cut. Which is fine, but we're neutralising that by getting your path a little bit better. So you don't have to worry about it, much better. Now back down, perfect. So it almost feels like it comes from under you and a little bit more behind you, Jack. Obviously, of course it'll feel very, very strange to start with. It's just going to neutralise that club path for you, mate. Much better. Perfect. Really good. Really? So if we were to put something in there just as a visual cue to stop that from happening, so if we were to put a ball in here and instantaneously we were going up, we're going down that, and I told you for love and money miss that golf ball there, you'd make a move, wouldn't you, that matched the path a little bit more from the inside, because you'd be trying to move that. So if you set up and just make some moves like the ball was there for me, like you were trying to miss that ball in your downswing, just to help you visually with it, how would you move that? You'd move the club head a little bit more from the inside, like you say, and you'd make sure that you missed that ball for love and money. If I was to put your camera there at £1,000, you'd make sure you missed that, wouldn't you? Hand-eye coordination would go, right, better move that away from that. That is the sensation and the movement that you need to make to get the club path a little bit more neutral. Just make a couple of moves there with the club head there, like you're trying to miss that ball massively from the inside. Awesome. and striking the mat as you do it, Jeff, so syncing the motion up as well. So just making the motion as it free flows. Perfect. Really good. Better in the backswing. Can you get the sensation now that the club head feels like it's travelling much more on that journey, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It'll never feel like it travels on the other. And I think a part of your development is, you know, when you start hitting poor shots that fade too much, is having that go-to feeling as you're out on the golf course that I know what Nick wants me to do with the golf club head for my development in the long term. Awesome. Awesome. So you're just matching it up better.
Yeah.
Perfect. 1.8 club path.
Wow.
10 degrees difference. That's going to stop the curvature on your ball without a shadow of a doubt. You've just got to keep knocking on at this. It's not massive changes, but they're going to make a massive improvement to your golf game without a shadow of a doubt. Like I say, when you get to the top end of the bag, yeah, really good. Better, much better. So even the one that starts too far to the left, it's actually got less curvature on it now, which is absolutely imperative. Let's see the club path, I'd expect quite neutral there. Not quite got it this time. Devastated. It's probably one of the best ones we've hit, Jeff, there. But I like that alignment rod just to give you the imagery and the key. It's the entire opposite of what you've been doing, Jeff.
Yeah.
So it just really exaggerates that movement for you.
Making sure I get that.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're struggling with it, Jeff, put your club head down.
Yeah.
Slow the movement down as much as you can. So really slow the movement down. See how I'm really exaggerating the movement there? It does. Give your hand, arm, body, and your mind time to map it out and visualise it as well as you see it. Yeah, and that'll give you that comfortable sort of imagery in your head. I always think that gives you time to do it rather than it being snatchy. You give yourself more time to make the motion and make sure you're loading it correctly in the backswing. Better, much better, much better. You can grab the line up, yeah. Much better. You're sinking the motion up there better.
Yeah.
Three from the outside there. So a very small amount from the outside there. So much better. But you can see the exaggeration of the motion. When I get players, Jeff, that have got the club doing the opposite. Yeah. So it's very much this way underneath. The club head's massively behind, path massively from the inside, big hooks and draws. When you tell them that almost they need to get the club into a position that feels out in front of them like that, so the club head being the bottom bit, they go, oh my god, that feels like I'm going to slice it, I'm going to fade it massively. But it's not. You see it on camera and it's actually much more neutral. Yeah. So neutral would be down the feet line there, so realign the shaft neutral. So I need you to feel more from this sensation to get the club path further to the right, and you see how the club then wants to move from the inside to outwards and create more of a neutral face, so it'll feel very excessive to you. But it's not, it's only minute. Like I say, it's actually still from the outside, 3.2. Yeah. So loading it up really slowly, up and around, awesome. Missing that with your right arm is massive, and then back down on that journey, moving the club path much further to the left for you. So then the club journey is then almost going to feel like it tracks down that alignment rod and never going across it. A little bit heavy in strike. Take your time, Jeff. Couple from the inside, so massively feeling like you've got to start it. I almost want the sensation of this one to be, Jeff. If you were going to try and start it at this left bush over here, how you'd map that motion out is you'd actually be swinging the club head actually towards that direction, wouldn't you? Yeah. You'd never be swinging the club head away from it. You'd be swinging the club head to it. If you were in a tennis racket here, and I said you hit it up there, well, you'd align your feet in that direction and you swing your tennis bat in that direction. You'd never swing your tennis bat to the left of it, would you, and try and spin it onto it. You'd almost be moving it in that direction. Yeah. And that's the sensation you've got to get in with the head to realign it, to get it in a position that's better for you. Much better in the backswing. And then moving it down, you see the club head's then staying behind, almost feels it come massively from that, and it tracks down the alignment rod to get you that sensation to draw. Yeah. Yeah, 2.4, fantastic, really better. We're struggling a little bit on strikes. Just going to pop you on the tee for just a minute, just to give it a little bit of assistance, just as it's early in your development, just to help you realign it a little bit easier. Obviously, when the ball's off the ground, much easier to hit, much easier to strike it. I think we'll see a lot more confidence in your motion when you can get ball on flight and get a bit of ball flight in there as well, Jack. So obviously makes it a little bit easier in the motion. So moving it up and around, perfect, very good. Moving it back down underneath there, very good. So moving the club head down that alignment rod journey on the floor, yeah?
Yeah.
Better, much better, much
I'm
better.
bringing it in now.
Yeah, well the path's much more neutral.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
0-0. And you see how much more excessive that motion feels. 0-0, neutral path, massively more from the inside, that isn't it, to get that. So you can see that on there. Can we see it on there? You've got to log a 0-0. It's a unicorn. Not many people are getting 0-0s. There's no curvature on it. Awesome, Jeff. Awesome. So much better. So much better. One from the inside. Massive, massive, massive changes for a player like yourself, that, in sort of just understanding the motion, understanding how it syncs up, and understanding how, if you want to get the sensation of a neutral ball flight, how much you've got to exaggerate the motion and the delivery position. You've had the delivery position so far over the top and so far to the, so far out to win and so far to the right for you, that it's going to create excessive curvature on it, which is just a nightmare for you. If you get a hole where you've got to sort of sneaky just hold one up and you can't cut it, you've got a tree in your way, gun to your head, it's a really pressure situation for you. Better, much better. Almost the opposite curvature there as well. One from the outside again, but much better. I mean, those past 5 results, we've had 1, 0, 0, 1. Past 3 results, it's so much better for you as a player. A lot less curvature on it. You're going to get the strike better in the long term there, Jeff, as well. Moving it up and around, very good. And then delivering the club back down on the same journey underneath, feeling like you're going massively to the left with that alignment rod. You're swinging the head massively to the left. Awesome. So much better, Jeff. So much better. So much better, 0.6, so much better than the number. I know, and it'll feel massively alien to you because what you've had before comes very steep and then very on top of it. But you're syncing the motion up much better there. You've got much better depth in your right arm as the club moves back. Your right arm's not up and above you. So if you see the old motion, where your right arm got really up and above, this will be my left arm because I'm doing it in the right-handed motion. Your left arm that's up and above you this way, rather than, if it's correctly spiralled and around, you see how my left arm now sits more across me and around me. That's that 45 degree we're looking for as the club spirals up correctly, gets your body moving much better, allows you to then deliver the club back down on a much more neutral journey, opposed to something that's very steep, very over the top, too much curvature on it. Tough to play with. Fine, not bad. Never going to have the excessive curvature swaz on it, which is what we're sort of looking for at the moment in time.
We've just got rid of that totally now,
just by making sure, just by changing your path direction, exactly. Your motion looks better. It will be quicker, without a shadow of a doubt, because, like I say, you're delivering the club better. You can sync it up. Listen to the speed I've got in that shaft as I move it correctly along the arc. It comes out and around for free, and it's got loads of speed. As soon as it gets this way and on top, I ain't got that much speed on it. I can't put that much head speed on it because I've already released it. I'm loading up the motion better, delivering it, and delivering loads of speed onto the ball. So it's going to be quicker. It's a heavier hit. There's more pressure on the ball. It's a no-brainer. It's a win-win from everything for you.
Too much that way.
A little bit, but then we're not getting the club. That almost wants to be more, Jeff. So you see, when you get that, all that is that's a massively out to win club path. So the club path goes massively out to win that way, and then the ball starts over there with no curvature on it. If we were to start the ball, so I want you, for these next few, try to start the ball over at that bush there and how you make that move. is you would never make that move coming this way, would you?
No.
You'd always make that move with the club head feeling like it's going in that direction. So make that move for me now, with the feeling like the club head's coming from massively this way. So load it up, move it down and around you. See how the club head now is never tracking back in front of you there?
Yeah.
Now you see the sensation that the club head's going to stay even further behind you. Like you were, like I said, like you're really trying to start this ball flight over near that bush, yeah. Awesome. That would be fantastic. That would be one of the best you've hit. Perfect. Awesome.
You can tell, can't
It's
you?
a massive difference. That's actually massively from the inside. That's a -8 path, which on Trackman for you is the other one.
Yeah.
That's the sensation you've got to play with. Club head speed up, strike fantastic, ball speed up, 148 carry, your longest carry, your best total, just so much better. That's the sensation that you syncing up the motion correctly, Jeff. That would be a decent ball. That is so much better in 45 minutes, Jeff. So much better. Loading it up and around here. Awesome. And then back down on the same path journey. Perfect. Really good. Awesome. Soft draws, Jeff. Soft draws. From what's a player that's stood there. -3 from the inside.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. To say what we were looking at was 11 to 13 from the outside.
Yeah.
To see a 3 from the inside and a little soft draw in 45 minutes. Awesome. That's what we want. That's what we need. That, you know, for you as a player, you need that versatility and that sensation of the club coming massive from the inside. Creates, you know, it feels massive and it feels excessive. Don't get me wrong, but it's actually very, very tight for you. It's not a massively inside motion when you make that, Jack. Awesome. A little bit high out of the face, a little bit launched a bit high, but again, one from the inside path.
That's one of the things I seem to do quite a lot.
Unbelievable, Jeff. A change like that, it's 15 degrees worth of change in 45 minutes. You can't.
Even my ball speed's going up.
Your ball speed's going to go up because, like I say, the club's travelling on much more neutral path. It's not travelling massive from the outside, and like I say, it's the heavy hit. If I've got the force working down and realigning as I hit that, I put full force on it.
Yeah.
If I go this way, massive from the outside and chop across it and hit the sort of forehand spinner if it was tennis or table tennis, I do that. I'm not putting full force on the ball, I'm actually stalling the ball. I'm not actually getting the club head full force realigned. If I then hit the top spinner that way, and I put all the force on the ball on the racket, and I get the ball coming off quicker, you see that in tennis players, that's how you would get the ball quickly into a corner, and that's how they play the soft one short.
I think one of the things I've sort of picked up on, well today actually, is when I'm coming back down, before I've always been aiming over that way.
Yes, well look what happens to your body if I open up early. If I open up early and I get the, so opposite for you obviously, if I get the club path going massively from the outside, look what happens to my sternum and my body angle. Well, they have to open up as well. So when I am aiming further to the right for you, it's left for me, but look at the club path as I open up. Body's aiming up. If I get the club back into a delivery position here, I'm not opening up my body and my sternum. My force is moving down into the ground as I prepare the club for delivery. So it's delivered that way. See how much force I can put at 70 kg. I'm not a big lad, but I can put a lot of force in a club head there, and then I can open up massively with the force and get the club head to actually get loads of force on the ball there. If I've got it open up early and excessively, club path massively to the left, somebody's open, I've got no force in that head to actually get the club to actually propel the ball quickly. So that's a sensation you're feeling. You're feeling when the club path goes massively too far to the right, your body opens up with it because the force is going that way, and you can't put the club head on the ball then. Not with true force that you can deliver. Back down now, awesome, perfect. So the sensation is that you're almost trying to hit it in that bush over to the left. It's not going to go that way.
No, but you always think.
But the sensation is, you're almost swinging towards your sort of danger area, or your, oh God, we wouldn't want to hit it over there. A little bit strike location.
Yeah.
But We're just getting towards the bottom of the balls that want to go in the bin. Exactly, like that one. They're not massive. We're two from the outside again, Jeff. Yeah. Not massive amounts there. But that's okay. Bit of poor one. Off I go again. It's fine. You hit a good one, and then you're back in that sort of zone in that slot again, Jeff.
That's right.
Awesome. Better, much better. 0.6 from the inside, Jeff. So much better. So much better. And the tee's just giving you a little bit more freedom to move as well. It's sort of minimised the strike because the ball's above the air. It's just a bit easier for you to strike as we're sort of early stages working on your backswing a little bit. Perfect. Which has just resulted in giving you a bit of confidence to actually move on it correctly. Better. Much better. So, where we've gone from there is we've gone from 14 from the inside to something that's averaging 3 from the outside. So we're going to create much less curvature on it. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to help your goal. So for this last one, one more, get me this. Let's absolutely go to the extreme of it, Jeff. Get it feeling like it's starting over there in the field. Yeah, exactly that. Let's see how far we can get the club path feeling like it comes from that. So if I was to excessively move that alignment, Roger, and move it that way, that sensation. So how can you move that club head and path even further to the right, to the left for me, mate? So excessive. Like I say, like you're trying to move that club head from massively behind you to into that field, to left. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see that. Club path's going to be very new. 6 from the inside. So much better.
Yeah, cheers.
As soon as we get the club path aiming out that way, and you're getting the club path going that way, you're not getting weak shots anymore. You're not getting weak shots. 108 ball speed with your 5-iron, with your 7-iron. 156 carry. 155 carry. And what's the carry before traditionally?
140.
140 is maximum.
Yeah.
Just no brainer. 170 with rollout as well. As soon as we can get that a bit higher and a bit softer as well. Fantastic. Don't get me wrong, we've got the face a little bit shut because it's used to been pointing in that direction. As soon as we get the club path on a better journey like that did,
but I'm
massively better.
Definitely happy with that because it's something I can work on that.
Yeah.
Coming back, that's quite
just
easy.
Getting it a little bit
and then
more.
Just remembering to go that way.
Just getting the right hand a little bit. And you've got to preempt that movement. You've got to deliver the club into a delivery position relevant for that. You're going to get. You don't want to be trying to push it out because it's going to go with where the force of the head is. So if it's delivered this way, it's going to go across you that way. All you've got to do is open up with the body. If you get the club a bit more behind you there, the force is naturally going to go further to the right or left for you, and then you can open your body up as hard as you want with it.
And that's going to be
you can really hit it as hard as you want.
That's going to be safe for all clubs
exactly
as well.
That. And you can hit it as hard as you want then. So as soon as we get this backswing position a little bit better, you don't have to think about the downswing. The downswing happens as a consequence of the backswing. It's like loading a spring. If I was to load one of those springs up that you used to drop down the stairs, it doesn't think about it popping up. You load the force in it, you let go and off it goes. Same with this, you load the force up and off it goes. Awesome. You load the force up, you load all the force up correctly, which you're doing much better when you've got the handle depth better, and you let it go off like a spring. You don't have to think about it. It loads up and off it goes.
That's brilliant.
So much better. Well done. Well done. Very well done. Good stuff. Good stuff for a first lesson. I mean, it's great to do your first lessons. You always see a lot of development with players when they're working on the right things, and it gives them that spur of wanting to play golf, which is that's what our job is. We're here to make you enjoy your golf.
So what you've just seen there is my first lesson with Nick Poppleton from Waff Golf Club. And what we're going to do like a series, aren't we, Nick, over 10 weeks? Yeah,
we've got plenty more booked in, and we're going to look at Jeff's game. We're going to try and get him as low as we can. Just looking at sort of his golf swing at the moment in time. We'll probably get on the golf course, play some holes, do some short game bits and bats. I sort of not all my own stuff, but stuff that I've developed and picked up from good coaches over the years. And my job now is to pass it on to you guys and help you get better at golf, really.
So yeah, that's great. So thanks very much, Nick.
Cheers.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
See you in a couple of weeks. Perfect.